Okay, and we're back. So I restarted the stream. It looks like the delay is almost halved. So we're gonna try this once now. It like I said, it just refresh it. I'm gonna hold up finger. As soon as you see the finger, type a salute. Give me a salute. Okay, ready? All right, we're down to like 4 seconds. So yeah, that must have been, you know, the delay is a lot better now. Is the quality okay? The quality's still at 720. So I don't think the quality... Yeah, so I don't think the quality really went anywhere. Perfect. My somewhat crappy mic does not affect the quality. Or not mic, the camera. Same thing now. So yeah, okay. Looks like that worked, which is awesome. Awesome to me. Get0422, how's it going? Three seconds for that to show on screen. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Tremendous. What I did is I went into... So on the dashboard, when you're in your dashboard on Twitch, there on the left side, there's that panel of selections like extensions, achievements, events. I went all the way down to settings. I hit channel. Okay, and in channel, in the first it says stream key and preferences. The very bottom one says optimization performance. There's two sections. There's a normal latency and there's a low latency. I hit low latency and it says best for near real-time interactions with viewers. And that's all I did. I just went to low latency. That was it. So because of that, there's not a whole lot of buffering. Everything is pretty much real time. So if anyone else would like to do this, there you go. I personally think this is going to help me a lot because I am one of those streamers that likes to interact with you guys, likes to talk with chat, likes to, you know, discuss what's going on. So I think it'll be really helpful with this way. So as I play, you guys can tell me all the misplays. Bulbasaur, I guess so. I'm only seeing like a 3 or 4 second delay. I can see the stream there. So this is just for me. I'm gonna. Yeah, it's a 4 second delay now instead of like a 10. So it's awesome. Well, I'm in the UK, so if there's ping dependent delay, I'm 3 seconds out. Yeah, I mean that's why I wanted to stream is so I could talk with you guys while playing a fun game. I'm not a competitive person where I'm going to sit here giving you interactions and then you guys talk and I have to go, okay, let's scroll down. I want to talk with you guys right away. I want you guys to yell at me when I make plays right away. And that's what we're going to do. So I think with the added crown in here is going to help, A, not make our Tantosian, our second one, dead. Oh, no, ping is measured in thousandths of a second. Oh, okay. Did not know that. I know something new now. S-Darbs, it might. I don't know. I don't know too much about Twitch and all that stuff, so. You need to make your name mythic instead of rare. Teriyaki Fish Gang, thank you for that. Thank you for saying that I should be a mythic hero. You know, it means a lot to me. It does. It really does. I don't know about that, Red. The delay is based on the volume of streamers on the Twitch platform. Did not know that. Okay. But yeah, I think this is good now. Which is really surprising, because like, with all the things that we have, do we even still run Burst of Venom? Do we even still run Burst of Venom? We are down to 10 poison cards, and every single poison card we want to lay on the field. So, poison is like our worst attribute to have in a buff, or a combo. Which is really weird to say. And because of it, it almost makes me want to do what Mud Turtle did and add in the Death Shroud for damage prevention. Because we want our poison cards to be on the board and to rotate out. We don't want them to sit in our hands. And we got rid of the the Assassin's Gate or Assassin's Guild, which is one that we would hold on to. Yeah, there's not a single poison card in my hand. Maybe Putrid Shaman is the only card in my hand I would hold on to. So Burst of Venom now feels bad in this deck. Now everyone's discussing, no, he doesn't deserve to be mythic. Second of all, it's really hard to read red. Just keep it orange, it's fine. You guys make me happy. You guys really make me happy. But yeah, I think actually taking out Burst of Venom and adding Death Shroud, just more damage reduction, goes in with a lot of other combos. I mean, let's face this right now. Having 3 incredibly powerful common combos all run off these 2, why not, right? Every other card that runs, like, I know Shadow and Poison has some pretty cool interactions, but Shadow and Death, like, has all of the good ones. Drain Life is just really good too. And Shadow Form is just really good. Like, Death and Shadow are where it's at when it comes to Dread. So I think, in all honesty, I think that's what we're going to do. Which feels really bad because we legitimately replaced every single one of Filthy Phil's combos, and I really didn't mean to do that. But it's just kind of what happened after all said and done. And I'm sitting here looking at this deck, going, okay, what's the same? None of the combos are the same. We took out all the Pestilent Specters. We only run 2 Drago Hoarders. We took out the Tyrax Historian. We took out the Nocturne Assassin. We took out the Necrophant. And we took out the Assassin's Guild. Phil, I'm glad you're happy for the feedback, man. That's... Can I give a shout out to my wife? I got her into Lightseekers, and now she is still watching the stream even after I left for work. LOL. Andrea is her name. Shout out to Andrea. Everyone, can we get a Thunderfin salute for THR Wildwind 7 to get his wife into Lightseekers and have her still watching the stream even after you left. Andrea, thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for enjoying not just the channel. Don't enjoy me. You can enjoy my conversation as much as you want. But thank you for enjoying the wonderful game that comes along with this amazing community. Thank you for allowing your husband to open hand and like one of those, like, you hook your arms in the shoulders and you like walk down the aisle to guide you in to the Lightseeker community. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope you're having a pleasant time, as we all are, laughing, enjoying life, and just playing some Lightseekers, playing some card games. Yeah, sorry Phil, I didn't mean to change up your deck. I mean, that's it's what happens. There have been decks where I have tried to make something work. Yeah, I'll be streaming until 10 today, Bulbasaur. I'll be streaming until 10 like usual. S. Darbs, I like the dedication, man. I like the dedication. You will nod, Darb. Yeah, no, Filthy Phil. Like, there have been decks where I build full-on premise, right? I build way too hard into the gimmick. I test it out for like 2 games, and I'm like, wow, there's so much wrong with this that I really like the gimmick I'm trying to go for, but I overextended by like a deck and a half, and I need to cut it down to a deck, which means that I literally cut half of the deck. I find the problem after I find what's working. I find the core cards that I need to make this gimmick work, and then all the rest is how to get to that gimmick or how to make that deck function. This deck went full gimmick, full poison buffs. It had no death cards, so it was just poison, poison, poison. And it lacked card draw, it lacked healing, and it essentially just, like, it lacked tempo. It lacked tempo because all you were doing is laying a buff, drawing a card, laying a buff, drawing a card. And what we've done is we've taken out a majority of them, because Mamba, you only need 3 buffs. You only need 3 buffs to stick. And really, you want to be able to bait their buff removal so that by the time you lay Curse Grave, they don't remove that buff, and you're like, well, there goes my win condition. You want to be able to bait them down. Like, I'm wondering how I won 5 casual games with it after deconstructing it. I don't know. Mud Turtle has challenged me again. You have shown me the error of my ways. Dude, if you want 5 casual games, there is no error in the ways then. Mud Turtle, let's do it. Let's do it. I will challenge you again with this. We'll see what the new edits look like. We'll see if time can beat the not time. We'll see if it has a chance. 3 a.m. I think I need to go to sleep now, even though I meet late at 10 a.m. If you gotta go to sleep, Freston, you can go to sleep. I post the... You're not even playing the same deck, Mud Turtle. You cheeky so-and-so. I thought we were doing another rematch, but no, someone had to be that person. No, Freston, I mean, that's why I post these to YouTube. That's why I have it all on the same. So if you gotta go to bed, man. See what I get? That's not bad. I'll put that down. Call it good. See, now Mud Turtle knows how this deck works. Have a good night, Freston. Take her easy. Whew. Get 0422. The site is really well. It took really well to my viewership. If you would like to visit it now, go to www.razorgreshu.com and check it out. It has all the decks that I play on stream on it. Man, I think I just passed. But yeah, my girlfriend, she... Ooh, Vizier's Crown, that's nice. She came over and she's a 4.0 student, really good in school, all this stuff. She came over and she's like, okay, I was looking through your website. There's so many grammatical errors and stuff. I need to help you. So yesterday she came over and like fixed all my typos. She rewrote all my paragraphs. So everything is actually a lot cleaner now, which is awesome. It's awesome, and I'm super grateful she did that because I was looking at it going, wow, I am so bad at this, aren't I? There's still even a few things that I need to go and fix that she commented because she loves to critique things, and yeah, it's just what I would have did the same thing for myself. Yeah. Can someone tell me what the card Mud Turtles has out on her far left? This one? Colossi Skybeam? There you go, Cowboy Hat Valley. Okay, so it's my turn. If you're still muted, no problem, man. No problem at all. I think we just pass again. Okay, I'm back, and you were up on the big screen. You put me on your TV? What? Wrangler Thor, I feel honored. I feel honored. That's gonna be nice. However, that's also damage reduction too. I think I do this. I don't need that. I guess I don't need that. Yep, much nicer to watch with the Xbox. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Wrangler Thor. This is all for you on your giant TV. So you get somewhat increased damage. You would leech all of my things, wouldn't you? It's a good thing I got a Venom Feeder here. Good thing I got a Venom Feeder. A Flame Bat, okay. Sure, no, yeah, that's fine. TV is best for Twitch streams. I like it. Now, I do not have a lot of healing in this deck, and I have yet to... Oh, my word. Oh, my word. All right, I need to get my Flynamo. I need to get my Flynamo. This is... Well, he's just going to rotate that backward, isn't he? Like, I have just a horrible hand. That's not even gonna help. It's 2 healing, sure. I could just be dead. I mean, I have a really bad hand. Yeah, I mean that's it. We're dead. GG. I mean, I got nothing. No Tantosians, no card draw. She had buff removal when she needed it. There's not much we could have done there. Then again, she knew what our deck does. So I think she's just cheating. Or he's just cheating. That's all it is. He's cheating. This is a programmer in me, but on your website you have the bar. Scroll on, it seems like... Nope. Get 042. That is one thing that my girlfriend said to me. Says that I need to change. And I'm like, no, I do. I need to change that. Put that down. I mean, I'm at 1 and I have not drawn any healing. I am just... There's my Flynamo. The Hoarders don't work. Your only ability comes from the card you're trying to draw, right? That's what I'm feeling. Wow, 2 buff removals. Really? Really? Yeah, the Hoarders aren't working. They're very inconsistent. Every time I've had one, it's just... I mean, now I have this. I can't activate the ability anymore. Yeah, they were a nice thought. But once again, I thought I would get my weapon out better. But I didn't. I need to draw to my weapon, not draw after I have my weapon. So the Hoarders just don't work. The Hoarders just don't work. Okay. Let me do that. Before Mud Turtle comes back. I didn't do it because of her. Him. Wow, I'm them. I'm just, yeah. Or if you want to get super fancy, make the top bar match your logo and center it across the top. Could be interesting. I like that. Have that, like, the banner just kind of stretch it out. It is curved, though. How the deck would play against a good player. Mud Turtle, are you referring to the deck you used or the deck I used against you as a good player? Because drawing 2 Crystal Leeches, knowing how this deck also worked, was amazing for you. For me, I drew legitimately crap. I drew legitimate crap. Don't stretch out the logo if you do the logo. What I'm thinking is, like, I'll take it into Photoshop. I used. That looks... It looks like the hybrid between my location deck that I use with that hero, but just a lot more elementals than the one I use. I was very location heavy. You were just like, you used that ability just to get the Skybeam out, and then you play an elemental deck, which is awesome. That's a good way to do it. But yeah, get 042. What I'm thinking is, like, I'll just take, like, the corners of it and then just make a bar in Photoshop and just, like, you know, make the bar with those same colors so it matches up really nice, and then just use that. Yeah, no, that Mud Turtle, it's just a really good concept. I know right now Mountain Elemental is just very good aggro, very good deck. I think we all know Tetra won second because of an elemental deck like that. But yeah, just instead of him being able to remove his buffs to heal for 4, you just use that here to make sure you always start with Skybeam out. And Skybeam is just so much early game pressure. It's just really good. So yeah, Abyss Hoarders are garbage. But yeah, you helped me figure that out. That Abyss Hoarders were garbage, because I could not draw my item anywhere whatsoever. I just could not draw it. It was not coming to me, and that means my deck is just super slow. So I need to be able to have card draw outside of that. Which, in all honesty, like oh, this is like, do I add in a third back at the third Umbreon Barkeep? It's just, it's not, it's too healing. It's never going to be card draw though, because if my hand is always that big, it's never really going to be card draw for me. And I need to be persistently putting things down. Do I just put in another Draga Hunter so I can always just keep my hand going? Put in more poison buffs? Put that back in? Like, I really just need to find a way to get to that Tantosian. It's just, it's so difficult. And Dread is just so slow. 3 spitters in yours? What do you mean 3 spitters? Oh, you have Mantic spitters for 5 damage in this one? Yeah. I mean, essentially, like, you have damage where I'm trying to get my weapon. We're trying to accomplish, like, 75% the same thing. The other 25% is where we differ. I know Shadow Suppliers are super slow, but would they help? That's the thing. Astards, I talked about this. Shadow Suppliers would not help in this deck, because this deck wants to be able to rotate its buffs out super quick once we get to the Flynamo. So getting the Shadowy Supplier in there would mean that we have to keep our buffs on board, and our deck just doesn't do all that much to keep our buffs on board. I mean, the Crown is nice for card draw once they remove our buffs. We drew, what, 2 cards off of you because you removed our buffs? But it's just like, we need card draw. S-Darts, nobody knows what that card does. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. And Mudturtle 214, I mean, we can talk about this all day. The fact of the matter is that your deck was just better. Your deck was just better. You drew a lot better than I did. That helped too. But I mean, your deck, it had way more direct instant damage. My deck lacked healing. Mountain is just, in my opinion, in most ways, superior. And the weakest aspect that Dread has is Poison. The best Dread decks are Shadow. Poison is by far the weakest on its elemental list. So trying to build a Poison Dread deck is, like, it's hurtful in itself. Because you don't get to run Tentacles, you don't get to run the Hoarders, you don't get to run anything that, you know, ramps you up how Dread works. Poison is just, it's slow. It is an uphill battle. It really is. Poison is just, I mean, that's why Shadow, all these buffs, all the good buffs are Shadow. Because the only, in my opinion, the only proper way to play Dread is to play Shadow. It is to play Shadow. It's just, it is what it is. Because, yeah, with Shadow, you get all the consistent buffs. You get to run cards like the Abyss Hoarder that draws you cards and stuff like that. Like, it's just, yeah. I mean, Poison, what Poison kind of has going for it is if, like, Blight Wraith, Cauldron Wraith, all this stuff where you can try to mitigate your opponent's hand, but if you're doing that, you're kind of being half proactive. I really don't even think it's the Putrid Shaman, because the Putrid Shaman only works with other damaging cards. the fact of the matter is, like, we don't have a whole lot of damage, especially if people buff removal us and control our board, which right now is what the higher good decks are doing, our board control. Every, and I do mean every single deck that is going to be competitive, is going to run just attack and defend cards and very minimal buffs. Which is really sad to say in a deck, or in a game, that is so unique with its buff mechanic, that the way to play the game competitively and well is to run minimal buffs. S-Darbs, yeah, it can. It very much can. So I get to spend 1 card for 3. And at this point in time, I might think about adding it back in. Yeah, he did have 2 in for drawing. So I might actually take out a Draga Hunter. And an Umbra Barkeep for 2 Assassin's Guild. Help it get in there. Mud Turtle, I agree, but only 50%. I believe the buff removal we have needs to dwindle, and they need to put in more conditional buff removal. And this is one of the things that I actually want to make a YouTube video on. That conditional increasing cards are the future of this game, as opposed to cards that, like Magma Spitter, is 6 damage but 2 damage to yourself. It should be, it should read kind of like you deal 3 damage to your opponent. Then if you take 2 damage, that way you can't put like a Mountain Fort or something damage, something like that. If you take the 2 damage, increase it by 3. Cards like that should be worth it, which is why I think Crazed Bomber is detrimental to this game. Crazed Bomber is detrimental to this game because it literally makes it so if you want to run tech, you don't run buffs. And they have a lot of fun buffs in tech, but it literally means that, hey, if you want to run tech, you want to be good, you're going to only run attack and defend cards, so your Crazed Bomber does not hurt you. And what Crazed Bomber should read to go along with everything else. Like, I think that the Crystal Leech, Shadow Puppet, yeah, Crystal Leech and Shadow Puppet are okay. Okay. But what I strongly think is that Crazed Bomber should go along the lines of how, like, Pathfinder kind of works, where it's like, you remove 1 buff from your opponent. Then, like, optional, you can remove 1 buff of yours to remove a 2nd buff of theirs. I do not think a buff removal should ever say you can remove 3 buffs at a time. I also think that buff removal should not be able to remove combo buffs. I don't believe, unless it reads, can remove 2 action buffs or 1 combo buff. I do not believe that combo buffs should be removed that easily. It legitimately means that you either run 5 combo buffs, or all of your combos are going to be attack and defend cards. Thunder Slug I'm actually okay with, because Thunder Slug, like, you try and land it up really well. If you lay it down for 1, you have an option to then remove it in turn or do something to make it so, like, it's dormant or it does something where you have a chance. Like, Thunder Slug I think is fine. Now with all the Beast Synergy cards, though, I think it's a little overpowered, where you can, like, literally lay it, spin it, and move 3 cards in 1 turn. Like, that's where it kind of gets iffy. Maybe it should be, like, 1 and 1, which would be fine. That would put it on the same thing as Pathfinder, put it the same as Crystal Leech and Shadow Puppet, where it doesn't remove 3. No buff removal should remove more than 2 buffs, is what I'm saying. It should not be able to remove combos unless it's that's the sole purpose that it's removing. I'm going on a rant, and this is going to be like this. I wrote this down as like the #1 of what kind of YouTube content I wanted to make for explicit videos. But yeah, it can literally lack up your entire turn to 2 buffs. I think buff removal is too powerful the way they made it, and it needs to be controlled. And the fact that they just simply reprinted it instead of creating better ones and having those rotate out, be like, okay, we kind of screwed up, guys. Buff removal is like, it's making it so that you never want to lay buffs, so that those cards in your opponent's deck are dead. Like, that's the reason my deck on Saturday did so well, is because all buff removal was dead cards for them. It was dead. But yeah, you look at all the decks, no one lays combo buffs because they're removed so easily. They're removed so easily. But yeah, buff removal needs to change in this game if it's going to pull out of the attack and defend. But yeah, right now, because of it, the best decks are always going to be attack and defend cards. Unless you are playing a deck that works like Sicario, where its buffs are not rotational, they're all consistent, so even if they remove them, like, they're still going to stay on the board indefinitely after buff removal's gone. And then you have all the cards to bring them back. I use combo buffs as bait so I can lay my other buffs. Yeah, I mean, you look at some of the best decks that utilize buffs, that actually like run buffs. I bet you anything, 25 to 30 cards in that deck are buffs. So that all they do is lay buffs and buffs and buffs and buffs and buffs. And that way your opponent has to pick and choose which one to remove. Because anything less than like 15 buffs, your opponent's going to get all good value out of it. Because you don't have enough buffs to make it so that some are bait and some are not. They're always going to just say, oh, I can let that buff go through and I'll heal through it with my defend cards. And then once the buff that really threatens me, I'll use buff removal on that. Like, it's just... It puts that game in the standstill where it needs to be fixed, where buff removal needs to be extremely conditional to allow the highlight of this entire card game, which is the buff mechanic, to shine. Otherwise, it's gonna be a game that comes down to, I have two actions. What's the best card choices for attack and defend cards that I can utilize with those two actions? That's what it's gonna be. The only reason people run Mountain Breaker in elemental decks is because A, it can't be removed, and it's an elemental. Otherwise, they're just like, okay, I'll lay Lava Tamers and Flame Bats and Flame Chain Warriors and stuff like that because they're all just attack cards. They're instant effect on the board. And that's what always wins, is instant effect. And I hate to say it, I don't mean to trash the game, but I was super happy when they came out with cards like this. 3 damage, remove 2 beast buffs. Awesome, it removes 2 buffs. But they're very conditional buffs to remove. I was super happy when cards like this came out. Blast Spot, 4 damage, remove 1 location buff. Awesome, they're finally getting into conditional buff removal. But they're still allowing things like Crystal Leech, Shadow Puppet, all that stuff to come through. I think the only one that I'm okay with is Reckless Spirit, because it's just remove 1 buff, 3 damage. Like, it's A-okay with me. But once that happens, no one will play buff removal because everyone only uses decks with attack and defend cards. Yeah, which then totally means that this game that shines with its buff mechanic doesn't run buffs. Pathfinder and Reckless Spirit are awesome ones. But no, exactly, Pathfinder is a conditional buff removal. It's either 1, or you line it up so you can get better value from it. That's a perfectly well-designed buff removal card. Yeah. No, yeah, exactly. Like, that I believe is how this game will progress and be better, is if they make a lot of cards that become more conditional and require a lot of, planning out your turn. Because this game is a lot more mental thought, where like you have to plan out your actions properly, build your hand up, do all this stuff. It's a lot more strategic than every other card game where you draw a card at the beginning of your turn where you can just top deck the answer all the time. And being able to lead up your turns like that is what makes this game so unique and so amazing to play. But if literally all you're doing is building up a hand so you can attack, defend, attack, defend, attack, defend, then you're never really interacting on the board. It's all just, I lay these cards for my hands, and then I kill you. And it was like, okay, cool. You have an entire buff board, but you didn't lay a single buff. Which just goes to show why my deck on Saturday did so well. Didn't run a single buff. I won 7 out of 7. Because I didn't need to lay buffs. I didn't need to. There was no point. And it's because, in my opinion, buff removal needs to be changed. I mean, with that said, I only run 2 combo buffs. And they're just defense. All the others are instant action on the board, so it's instant value. . Yep. So I'm going to try and go into casual with this again. Just play some casual. See if this deck does anyway. Anyway, all minor issues still have the game. You leaving, Mud Turtle? Alright, have a good one, sir. No, I still love this game. This game is amazing. But I do feel like, with it only being a year and a half old, it's still, with as much as they've done, it still feels like they're in the beta phase because Awakening is not rotated out, because they're consistently... Oh, if Ting made my deck, so help me. So help me. But yeah, because Awakening, a lot of it's still in here. Their classic format hasn't even rolled over yet. All of these things are making it feel like this game is still in the beta phase, where they haven't worked out all the kinks yet. Oh, Drab's leaving. Sorry, I'm going to bed at 2:30. S-Darbs, have a good night, sir. Thank you very much for tuning in. Wow. Is Ting playing my deck? Guys, we're going to be in trouble. We are going to be in trouble. But if he's going to draw, then that's going to be amazing to have. Yeah, I think we're just going to lose to my deck. First one in casual. Gotta love it. You're about to get new meted. Yep. Yeah, I am. Well, can the creator destroy his own creation? Or has it become too powerful and out of control? He has the Pathfinder. Okay, wow. It could be. This is either, I mean, it looks... It's either Nuane's Dark Catchers from the tournament, or it's mine with the Peddler. Yeah, this is the Peddler one. And I guess we'll see which one it is. If he runs Explosive, it's Nuane's. If he runs Poison, it's mine. Looking like a lot mine. It's looking a lot like mine. I don't think Nuane ran the Impatient Scholar. Well, guys, this is what I get for sharing with the community, right? No, I love you guys. I love you guys. However, what I do know is there's only like 6 lunar cards, so him getting really good value with Pathfinder is not... I'll heal for 2, draw 2. I can Terrify. Yeah, but his didn't run Impatient Scholar. His didn't run Impatient Scholar. His was just a more tempo-based, damaging deck with attack cards. Mind you, that's a very common Astral combo buff. Enlightenment was never running his. Oh god. Oh god, someone's playing my Ting? Ting? My only condolence, Ting, is that you're either a fan of my stream, or that you know about TradeYour.cards, an amazing website for community to share their deck lists with others so they can use them against you. Two buffs out, better Black Hole. I mean, not if you're just going to bring back a Pathfinder. No. No. It's... Oh, okay, let's see what I get. It's mine! It's mine! We've confirmed it! We've confirmed it! How do I say... I gotta give him, this. He's playing my deck. It's mine. It's mine. And I am super happy to know that that's what he's doing. I think I can do this. No, I'll put this one back. I think it's fine. So, Devour Soul. Oh my word. These guys got their peddlers and everything. My only soul is that Devour Soul is 8 healing. That's my only solace in it. I mean, he's got heal for 1, draw 1. Mind you, it's not healing him for 1 right now, but he can always draw an ability. Oh my word. Guys, Guys, we stepped into my own meta. We gonna die tonight. Another Anand, you are absolutely correct. He's got all 3 Pathfinders back. Oh my word. That deck was just so consistent. It was just so consistent. I mean, if you like Moonlight Burrower is into a Pathfinder, I'm just like, what do I do? What do I do? That was the nuts. This is Twilight Oracle. Wow! Sorry about the mic. Are you for real right now? Are you for real right now, Ting? Astral into drawing a Pathfinder, which then sets up his... Oh my word. Yep, sorry about that. Once I get a better mic, I will be able to shout and scream, and it'll be fine. Shadow Puppet is a dead card. I'm already knowing that. Oh, I almost want to say like Umbron Barkeep is almost never going to be useful either. Question is, do I lay Putrid Shaman and hope he just draws? Maybe. Maybe now is when I just hope he draws and hope he doesn't draw a Pathfinder. Yeah, Zombie's good against this, because like with his hand down, he's always going to be drawing. Because that deck is all about just drawing and grinding through your deck, right? So I think Putrid Shaman with it. The only downside is if he draws a Pathfinder with it. How many cards does he have in his hand now? 5, which means I can Umbron Barkeep. That's another dead card. That's great. That's fantastic. Alright. Alright, let's see what we got. Every card he draws is going to deal him 4 damage now. Now's the time to strike. And he's used 1 Pathfinder. He's got 2 left. Oh, man. Oh, man. There's a Skyrider guy. Oh. Why didn't he use the Tantosian to put it into play and get an additional action? That I don't know. That I question in a big way. Didn't want to draw 2. Oh, another Anon. You're right. You're right. He's still going to draw 1. No, that makes complete sense. I just... Right over my head. Right over my head. This is so much better with a 3 to 4 second delay. You guys can actually like quote me as I'm talking and be like, wow, he's really misjudging this. Alright. The sad thing is I have nothing to back it up with. I have nothing to lay down. I don't have like... There's our Flyinamo, guys. Yeah, if I had a Drago Hunter, that would have been great to put in there. Well, I mean... What are the chances he just draws 2? What are the chances he just draws 2 and takes 10? Okay, Skyrider. Is it a combo? Please tell me this card's a combo. Oh, this guy! Ting! Ting, I gotta know. I want to go to this and see how many upvotes this deck has. See how many upvotes my deck has. Oh, man. It has 2. It has 2 upvotes. This is incredible, guys. This is amazing. So I mean, now he has the, you know, heal 1, draw a card. Now he can just start ramping because I'm out of the... Wranglethorpe just put up 3 new decks. Yep. Now I can just heal for 1 and draw a card, and now we can just start going. Shadow Puppets are dead cards in my hand. There's nothing I can do about them. Yeah, yeah, guys. I mean, when it happens, it happens. Wow, this is like the worst draws in the world. At least I can get that in. But 3 Shadow Puppets against this deck. That's not good. Do I ever Fountain of Time this back 1 to get more card draw? I think I do. I honestly think I do. Rotate this back 1. Or do I wait? Oh, I can't wait anymore. Nope. Nope, can't do it. Backward. Rotate it back 1. Yeah, I think I'll replicate it back again, get another 2 damage out of it. Yeah, that'll be my turn. This is incredibly horrifying. Woo! Yes, we got a Dusk Guard Slam, a Saurian Brotherhood, and a Kiwi buff. Very nice. Wranglethor, thank you very much for sharing those with the community. Yeah, I need 3 cards under him, yes. But I also need to make sure that he just doesn't Pathfinder me. Like, maybe if I rush him down, because he's not, like... Well, he gets 1. Guys, look at that, I got a Venom Feeder, which means I can pull back my good buddy, the Toxic Frog. Uchiwa Killer, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it, man. Give me that frog. Give me that frog. And I think right now I need to deal damage to him. I need to race him. He can heal for 1, go up to 6. I have 4, 5, 6, potentially 6 damage. If he doesn't draw like the lunar, what is it? The Lunar Shrieker is the one I'm thinking of. The Twilight Oracle. If he doesn't draw Twilight Oracle, Blinding Beetle, that kind of... You want to know which ones I can toss back? Have at thee, sir. Have at thee. So I want to lay this. Oh my god, are we actually somehow doing this? Okay. Okay. Mind you, I only have 5 damage on... Well, no, I'll have 7. So once again, he's got a heal or buff removal again. He only has 1 more Pathfinder in the deck, right? Yeah, he's only got 1 more Pathfinder. Yeah! There's the Pathfinder. Is it the frog? Oh no, he can only remove 1. He can only remove 1. Guys? Epic Master Lethal? Okay, first of all, before we do this, we're gonna savor the pleasure that I just beat my own deck. Savor it in! Oh, it feels so good! Feels so good to crush the meta, but also, he Pathfindered us to make us lose lethal, which then, because of the crown that I added in, gave us lethal. Oh! Yes, yes indeed. Alright, alright. Does anyone else here, has anyone seen Independence Day from 1995? Has anyone seen that movie? Please tell me you have, because that's an amazing movie, first of all. Has anyone seen Independence Day? Because right now, I feel like that scene where the drunk redneck flies right up into the one of the ships and blows it up. Where I go on the microphone and say, "Spread the word. Tell them we know how to take them down." I feel like that was this moment right now, where I took off my mask, flew straight into the event horizon, and said, "Hello, boys. I'm back." I feel like that's me right now. I feel like that's me. Frankenstein just took down Frankenstein's monster. Mind you, with a deck created with the help of Filthy Phil 88, Mud Turtle 214, and everyone else here in chat for sticking with me. Oh, I feel like that was amazing. Filthy Phil, have a good one, sir. Thank you for sticking with us for this whole time. Thank you for allowing me to play your deck doctorate for you, give you a little feedback. Have a good night, man. Oh, man. We just did it, didn't we? That's a highlight. That's a highlight. Putting that there, that's a highlight for my YouTube channel. That one game. Can I take down my own creation? I can. Because no one defeats the master with his own fights, with his own fighting style. There you go. There you go. The worst part about that too, is that I know for a fact that that deck, if he copied it, like carbon copied it, that deck runs an oppressor, so he could have removed my Flannimo. A full Beast Nature deck? I'd love to see it on another non. I would love to see it. Actually, if you want to, like, don't just send it to me. Put it on TradeYour.cards. Put it up there. That is the best way for the entire community to see it, rather than just me. And then when it's on there, other people can see it, other people can comment on it and leave stuff like that. And then when I get around to it, I can play it on my stream, just like Filthy Phil did. Beast/Insect, nice. 2 families, I approve. But yeah, put it up on TradeYour.cards, so everyone can see it. And then when I get around to it, I can deck doctor it on my stream, just like I did with this for Filthy Phil, and improve it. But put it on there first, so everyone can take a look at it. Everyone can give you feedback before I even get a chance to look at it. Because the best way to get feedback is, I mean, not just from me. As much as I like to say that I give good feedback, I had help with this. Mud Turtle helped me by showing me his deck. Everyone was sitting there giving me comments. Even Bova was here telling me, you know, you should put this in here, do this for the misplays, like all this stuff. It's a community effort, and the way we grow as a community is if we let the community help us grow. So put it up there, and then when I get around to it, I'll be more than happy to showcase it and deck doctor it for it and whatnot. But always the community first. Never me first. Always the community first. That's how I view my whole Light Seeking career. Is community comes before personal game. Just need to work out a few kinks first. Yeah, man. I mean, I built a beast deck with Farapang, but I've never actually gone and built a full nature beast deck. That was one of the things I wanted to do, but I just fell in love with my Farapang, and I got sidetracked by every other family out there that I just didn't get back to the full nature beast decks. So yeah, I'd love to take a look at it and see what you got. I'd love to take a look at it. I'm a family man after all. Once again, just keep hitting that play button, guys. Keep hitting that play button. We'll get right into it. But yeah, I feel like this deck is working a lot better. I still feel like it's weak in the card draw, but there's not a whole lot I can do about that. It's really weak in the card draw. I do like the inclusion of the Venom Feeders for when they do remove my poison buffs, but, you know, it's my little kitchen witch. And this just should go to show you that when you have a hero, there's not ever one way to build a deck with it. There's multiple ways. Build it to your own playstyle. Mud Turtle built one Straight Dread. Straight Dread works just fine. This one, Splashed in Time. Shibes! Shibes, if you're playing the deck I think you're playing, get out of here. If you're playing what I think you're playing, get out of my house. I've done this before. I don't need it again. Bringing this into casual. Shibes, you monster. I have simply judged you based on the hero alone. I've not even seen a card you do. Starting off the same, though. Not a good sign for you. Let's see what he tosses. It's an Unbound Barkeep. It's card draw. So he tossed card draw in a deck that cycles through your deck. In a deck that cycles through your deck. Oh, have you played his Selene deck? Is it kind of like what Volva did to me, or is it something different? Not bad. 2 items up right off the bat. I'll take it. I mean, I really need a card draw, right? Like I can't just have a dead turn next turn. And if he Pathfinders, it's just so much, it's detrimental to me. Another Unbound Barkeep is really nice though to have. Really nice. Okay. Once again, more card draw. What's this card back? I don't think... What's this card back he's playing? You know they made it so the lock deck doesn't work. No, I did know. I did know. I was well informed that they put burn on Geode Hatchling. I was well informed about that. However, I also do know that the people that started making that deck put a workaround around it and found another way to have something like it happen. They said it's a lot more difficult, but they said they're still working on it, so it's still viable. And I'm just like, are you serious, guys? Are you for real? Okay, Pathfinder. You put Lunar there, Pathfinder, I'm assuming coming next? No, okay. You're gonna draw 2? I mean, take 2? That's the thing, I don't think this deck does well against aggro. I honestly don't think it does, because it doesn't have a whole lot of healing. It does not have a whole lot of healing. So this deck really does suffer against aggro, because they can just, like I said, attack, 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 and there's no way for me to really counter it other than with defend cards. There's the Pathfinder. Well, I mean, that was coming. Yep, no, it is. It is just aggro. In which case... Yeah, I gotta get them to 7 and hopefully kill themselves, yeah. I mean, like I said, we're playing a gimmick deck against a deck that I can only assume is a more refined deck. We're refining a gimmick, but I am under the very impression that gimmick decks are never going to be actual competitive decks. I was more than surprised that my Umbron Peddler was that good, but I do strongly believe that there's not a gimmick deck out there that is going to like go and overtake a tournament anytime soon. And in Astral, I mean, there's just so many ways to burst shield themselves with their Lunar cards that I don't think getting them to 7 before he gets me down to where I die is almost relatable at all. I really don't think it is. Yeah, he's right on applying pressure. And all I'm doing is able to lay a buff and heal for 1. Cowboy Hat Valor. It's close to 9. Are you almost done with your shop? Mamba! Sunstrike. Well, if we have like a Chimchu or something like, or a, what is it, Chimchu Militant? Or something like that, we're just dead. Not a whole lot we can do. You might try Mambo in your Cowboys or the location deck. I mean, both of them are very viable. Both of them are really good decks. Cowboy Hat Valor says, anyone have a Little Blammers list they quite enjoy? Mud Turtle 2 steps ahead of you. 2 steps ahead of you. That would have been amazing to have. My guess is we're just dead though right now. If he seriously doesn't have lethal, I'll be shocked. Shocked and awed. Wait, if I had Grave, I'd be in a great spot right now. Well, not anymore. Not anymore, sadly. I think Death Stride is like what I need to play. I can Fountain of Time this again. He has used, what, 2 Pathfinders this game? No, just the one. Just the one. I can get back a Spectral Widow. Yeah. And then I think Fountain of Timing the Widow backwards to, again, do that same turn. Oh my word. We are hanging on by a thread. Then again, he has Lunar on top, which means Pathfinder just wrecks us. Called it. Called it, called it, called it. Probably just for 4. I don't see why not, yeah. I need to draw the Grave. Can I get a good card here? Nope. Nope, that's a dead card against this guy. Can guarantee you it. Want to know why it's doing so well? Look at all these non-buff cards he's running. Can I just go back to my, like, 5-minute rant I had about how all the good decks run no buffs? Well, that's game. Yeah. Yeah, Shadow Form would have been amazing. Good healing. But once again, this deck suffers tremendously from the lack of card draw. Astral overruns card draw. Astral has so much card draw, it's not even funny. But yeah, this deck just, it suffers from it. To an extent where it's like, it's painful. It's painful. Yeah, I mean, I thought I did pretty well. There were a few turns there where he just probably had bad draws. But I held my own. I did what I could. He Pathfindered, Black Holed me, all this stuff. Like he didn't Black Hole me, he just Pathfindered. Yeah, Astral is, in my opinion, the strongest alignment right next to Tech right now. The only reason Tech is good is because it has Craze Bomber, it has the most 6 damaging cards. It has what it needs to be good in a deck. Which is why Halfhard does amazing. And then next in line is Astral because of its card draw. Because of its card draw that's not reliant on buffs. Any alignment that works extremely well that is not reliant on buffs is going to be top tier. Especially in Classic format. Because right into that, then goes Mountain. Then I would put... It's really funny. I would probably put Storm, which no one's really run Storm. Past that, like, Magrock is mostly Dread, and Magrock actually works really well because of how many just consistent buffs it has out. I'm not looking at stream because I want to try and finish my statement. Magrock works because of all the consistent buffs and because Shadow is where Dread shines. Shadow is where Dread shines, and then it runs the best healing with Earth cards and defense like that. Arcmoss did really well because... A, it was able to run Shadow, and B, just Arcmoss's ability is insane. It's insane. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where you look at all the good decks and you realize, man, this deck is really good. What buffs is it running? And you look at it and go, oh, it's not running a single one. And it kind of makes you upset. At least makes me upset. It makes me super upset that it's not running a single buff. But it is what it is. Shives, if you came back, good game. Good game, man. Makes me kind of like, I mean, I don't have a whole lot of Shadow. Shadow Form, do I try and get in, I'm not even in the combos. Do I try and fit in, like, Breach the Veil so I can play Shadow Form and all this stuff really easily? Do I ever just, like, maybe even take out Terrify for Breach the Veil just so I can pay for my combos easier? Because, like I said, with my hand the way it is, I need to be able to play combos with combos. Terrify is nice with how many action card decks there are out there. Devour Soul is nice just because it's 8 healing. Shai says, and I have 1 buff in there, thank you very much. Is it a combo buff? Or I guess what buff is it? What buff do you run in that deck? That just seems straight aggro. Oh, 1 Spectral Guide, okay. It literally is you lay it for draw 1 card. And then if it stays out, you get to draw more. So yeah, I mean... Can I get it? Yeah, I can. Yeah, part of me says take that out. I mean, 8 healing is nice, but with all the people that run non-buff decks, it's just 8 healing. And I'd much rather be able to lay Shadow Form and get more healing out of it. Like, here's another thing that we can just do. Just add in the best item in the game. We can just add that in. Because Flynamo we're never going to use, really. And if we add the Duskblade Tome in, we can try to put back in the Hoarders for card draw. It might be over excessive. I never drew an Assassin's Guild, that's the thing, because I wasn't drawing. But I think if this deck is that slow, I think Duskblade Tome is actually the way to go. Could be fine. For a deck like this, just toss in a Duskblade Tome, call it good. I think we'll try that. We'll try that, because I was not using the Flynamo ability every turn, whereas Duskblade in this deck, I will probably use that every turn. Just toss in a Duskblade Tome and call it good. Call it good. Always have a Duskblade Tome on hand, guys. Always. Always, always, always. Oh, so how we doing tonight, huh? It's 9 o'clock, at least where I am. Could be like 3 in the morning where you guys are. You guys still enjoying the stream? Still enjoying the content I'm putting out? Or are you still wondering, like, man, why is he not just trying to climb ladder? Oh. Darwin, okay. I like Darwin. I think someone said they changed the art on Quart. Is that right? Did they change Quart's artwork? Well, guys, we got our Flynamo, so that's awesome. No, they didn't change Quart. Quart stays the same. I thought someone said they changed it. Maybe they were lying to me. Wow, okay. Double Assassin's Guild after I just said that we have never been able to play Assassin's Guild. Can we just relay this and draw? Draw 2? Two Corvorative Shades. Wow, we are good. Well, Darwin, what do we have? Oh, Lava Tamer. Lava Tamer, Lava Tamer. Why didn't they make Lava Tamer also fire? So that you essentially had to be Fire Mastery in order to play plays like that. That's just... It's too good of synergy. I mean, I approve of it. It's completely fine. But I'm just like, dude, it's a little out of control. That you would give an Earth something to search for fire and then lay a fire attack card. Oh, the Tantosian, finally. Oh, I could look for my my Desecrated Tome and use the ability. Heal and draw. We're gonna do it, guys. Mud Turtle, you sound very vengeful right now. Like, no, no, no. It did. Shives, it did. Okay, just... It did. Well, what are the chances I draw a Shadow Puppet here and I don't take 8? What are the odds? Not good. They're not good. Yeah. So next turn, I mean, I'm gonna go around 12. I could just be dead. I could just be dead. Mountain Breaker. Kind of stinks. So I can Flynamo next turn this thing, so I can draw 2 cards. If he buff removals, then at least I can Dusklight Tome to draw a card and heal. At least I can do that. But I do like the addition of the Dusklight Tome. I think that Tome, just for it being able to use its ability every turn, is going to help so much. Mind you, it does come down to, you know, hey, you need to get your card draw to get the Tome. What? I used the wrong ability. Oh my word. I meant to do this. Now I can buff removal, and I'm super upset with myself. Guys, I used the... Why did anyone stop me? I have 3 buffs in play. Are you serious? Or 3 buffs. I could actually play Breach the Veil. I don't think I want to, but I could. Which is impressive. It's impressive that I could. I think I just lay Shadow Form next turn, obviously. Seems good to me. Shadow Form is just, it's 5 healing. Reduce damage. He's got to have a Crystal Leech, though, right? Right? I'm not just going crazy. I think Breach the Veil is a nice addition. Just, like I said, to help pay for these combos. Wow, I draw it now. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Thoughts on taking out Flynamo and time cards and adding in some forest cards so you can use Corrupt Wildlife for card draw? What does Corrupt Wildlife do again? Someone just let me know what Corrupt Wildlife does. I mean, I guess I could just look it up. But draw 3, gain 2 actions. Oh, the buff or the combo. Yeah, I'd be okay with that. Mind you, I'd have to not call this Little Kitchen because that, like, taking out the time destroys what Filthy Phil, who has unfortunately left now, what he was trying to accomplish here. But I think, yeah, if we're gonna, now that we've tested Filthy Phil's out, now that we've kind of refined what his somewhat does, I see no harm in it. I don't think this is worth laying right now. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm A-okay with that, actually. We will call this one Mamba number 5, since it is now like we've helped Filthy Phil get his. Now we try it our own way. Ooh, okay. I mean, we can Venom Feeder to get one of those things back, which might just be fine because we're gonna take some pain. Could add in Tree Sprouts for healing and draw, or Moss Ridge Defenders. Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of really good nature cards. I'd have to look to see, like, because if we add the nature in, I feel like adding nature in we wouldn't add a whole lot of cards. We would just add in some that would really help us, and I think like one Tree Sprout would be A-okay. Tree Sprout's always going to be good, no matter where I am. God, I have a terrible hand. This hand is entirely reactive. This hand is entirely reactive. It's not even a good one either. Oh, we can Toxic Frog. No, yeah, but I mean, just one Tree Sprout is really good. Like, just one is really good. What, did he Flame Bat me? You for real right now, man? See, now I feel like I'm drawing so much. Now I feel like I'm drawing so much. Okay, so I like the idea of taking in Forest, which means we're going to take out time. But I would still like to have a second weapon here so that my second Tantosian doesn't feel bad. What weapon, or item, sorry, what item in here are we feeling could be a benefit just for like a passive ability, or even like a defendability like this? Like we literally just added this in for card draw. Like we literally just added it in for card draw. What other item would you guys recommend putting in here so that my second Tantosian isn't just a dead card? Mud Turtle, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Shanded Soil. Alright. So the thing I'm going to do is I Shadow Puppet that. Because, I mean, yeah, this just feels really bad that I can't lay anything into this. But what I can do is I can Fly Dynamo this to deal 8. Yeah, I mean, Crystal Core is never a bad option. But this whole entire hand, like the time cards, they work really nicely, but they are so conditional to require me to have buffs out. And this deck, after all the modifications, we just don't have that many buffs. Shibe says Fisk is key. Oh. Oh. I like that. That seems fun. I am always a fan of Fiscus Key. Because it can rotate my opponent's shit. Fiscus Key, interesting, no. I forgot your ability does that. Oh well. Yeah, because like I also feel like now we could almost take out the Umbron Barkeeps and add in more damage. Didn't mean the no. Because like if we get Duskblade Tome, we're pretty much set, right? For card draw. We don't need the Barkeeps. That's gonna be really good to Shadow Puppet those. Mind you, should have done this first, but we're doing it anyway, so. We're amazing. We haven't drawn a single poison for Horrific Manifestation. But like, yeah, we just don't have damage. We've lost so much damage in this trying to modify it for the time cards. Yeah. I mean, there's a Tantosian that's just a dead card. Oh, I could have Fountain of Time this. I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. Shibes, no, I mean, I think I have two. And they're in there for the utility in case for me leading up to get some salvagers for 6 damage, maybe. What I feel like I'm reiterating as having too much card draw is the fact that the time cards are just, they're dead in my hand and they could be damage, where right now literally what I'm seeing is I need damage. I need damage because I almost have no damage. Right? So the time is utility, where it's conditional damage if I have the buffs to rotate back and forth through. But without them, these are dead in the water. And I'd much rather just have, now that I'm drawing so much, just a card that can help me deal damage. Just something. I mean, Skyrider is just, it's an amazing tech. Make everything deal damage. It could just be Skyrider. Duskblade and Skyrider are like the best items in the game, and it's kind of sad to hear that be said. Yeah, I think I do that. Then I heal for 1 and draw. I mean, yeah, it's really sad to think like, hey, if you want to just build your deck but have items be really good, Duskblade Tome Skyrider. 100% of the time. Well, and we stalled it out. We stalled it out. There it is. Yeah. It just look at that hand. It was so dead. The hand was just dead in the water. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna duplicate it. We're gonna edit it. I know I missed some of this, but how much Undead Family is in there? Not a whole lot. In all honesty, I think there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 undead. Just really nothing noteworthy. Venom Feeder's a zombie? No, it's an elemental. It's an elemental. So, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take out all the time. We're going to take out the time cards. I even want to say take out the Assassin's Guild. We add in the Corrupt Wildlife. Oh, so okay, if we gotta take Breach the Veil out then for Corrupt Wildlife. We gotta take that out because Breach the Veil is being retired, isn't it? God, I hope I'm right. I hope I'm not just a stupid, idiotic person. Yeah, Breach the Veil is being retired. Wait, hold on. It's not. Oh my word, it's not. Because, you know, why would an amazing buff like Breach the Veil ever be retired? Are you serious? Breach the Veil stays. How? Hold on. Hold on. Wow, let me... No, it is being retired. No, it's... Wait. Breach the Veil is being kept in. No. Okay, this new filtering system is so weird. Is standard? Okay. Okay, that makes more sense. I'm sitting here like, retired. Why is Breach the Veil not on the retired list? But okay, it is. It is. I'm like, that filter takes a little bit to get used to. Because I was looking on Classic, and it said it was allowed in Classic, and I was like, oh, okay, it's allowed in Classic. But it doesn't show, like, it doesn't show up on the retired list. So, like, you have to look at the retired and just know, or look at Classic and just know that that one is Classic legal. Only. Like, they should also filter those on the retired list so people don't get confused. The retired list literally shows nothing. There is not a single combo buff for Dread that's being retired. And there clearly is. Yeah. Retired means it can't be played in Classic but is not banned. Well, retired means that you can have one copy of it in Classic. And if it literally shows no retired cards, then how do you filter out like it used to before? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, if it doesn't show it's one of the retired combos like it did before, how do you know which ones you cannot have multiples of? Doing the same thing for you. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, what? So, okay, we have Forest to look at. No, Classic cards are the ones you can play in Classic, but with one copy for action cards and one combo. No, Rockstar, I completely understand that. I completely understand how Classic works. That's not what I'm questioning. What I'm questioning is they should also list the combos, like how they have with legal and not legal, under the retired tab of all the combos that are being retired, so that you can check which ones you can only have one of the 5 in. Like how it was before with legal and not legal. Because now if you go to the filter and you just click on Classic, it shows all those combos. Which means that you could have a whole bunch of retired combos and not know it. I think that's gonna freak out a lot of people, because their retired list is not retired, not how it was legal and not legal. That's going to confuse more people than anything, and if that's the case, tournaments are going to get worse than how they have been by checking which cards are legal and not legal to have multiple copies of. Because the retired tab shows nothing. Oh, is the Classic literally just the one? Okay. Oh, okay, okay. I thought, I looked at it and I thought Classic was like, hey, you know, these are all the ones that are allowed in Classic. And I'm like, what? But no, it literally, okay, Shibes, okay, you helped me. Thank you very much. I was wrong, Rocket Star. I completely agree. I completely misunderstood. The Classic filter literally shows which are the ones that you can only have one of. Like the illegal dab did before. I was just getting so confused by retired. Retired didn't show a single one. Not a single one. And I'm like, but aren't these all getting retired? Or are they just going to add that as soon as Uprising comes up, they just have the retired tab for the future? And I'm just like, why is this not in here? What's going on? Yeah, I was just mind blown right there. So why is this happening? No, yeah, I mean that's what you said. It's just my understanding of it just kind of over my head. Yeah. Because I guess I was just so used to having the legal and not legal filter that I was looking for the cards that were only like legal for one of in the retired slot, which is where they're technically are, is in the retired filter. And in the classic filter is where essentially is what retired means right now for classic. So just I was misinterpreting their phrasing on how they ran that whole thing. But yeah, I was like, why is this not like this? What's going on? Do we ever just put in 2 Resourceful Sipids? Are those actually the card we want to tech in? With all of our buffs that we're going to have added, just being able to draw and cycle through our deck. We'll heal for 2, draw a card every time one of our buffs expires. Like, which then again, in doing so, we could even add in the Flynamo or the key, so we can do the same thing we were doing by rotating our stuff forward. Trying to think now. Didn't I want to change the barkeep for the hoarder? Yeah, I think I do. Hoarder, I feel, will help us a lot more in the long run. I feel like until I get my weapons, the barkeep is better. As soon as I get my weapons, then Abyss Hoarder is better. Tree Sprout and Moss Ridge Defenders. Yeah, I could see Moss Ridge Defender in here. For damage mitigation, we literally have no damage mitigation. I want to say just 2, though. I don't think we need to go that heavy. We do want to try and be more aggressive, and a lot of this stuff is very conditional for damage-wise. Like, we really do need more damage. I think we're definitely putting in another Draga Hunter. Definitely putting in another one of those. Oh god, we need our item. We need our item. Maybe just 1 Venom Feeder. And we put in the key. And we put in the key to essentially help us rotate our stuff really quickly, because then it'll help with Resourceful Sipid. Resourceful Sipid is hopefully going to be buff removal bait, because we'll have 2 of them. So he'll remove 1, we'll get as much value as we can out of it. He'll remove the second one. We'll do whatever we can with whatever we want, and then essentially we just try and get the 3rd one gone before we can lay our Cursed Grave. But we've been having a lot of trouble now doing damage to him, as opposed to really getting him down to 7. Like, that's what we want to do. We're trying to kill him with Cursed Grave, but we're having problems dealing the damage to him. especially when they're healing so much. So what's our layout look like now? 3 death. How many death actions? There's death in almost all of our combos. Then again, we're playing combo for combo, so it might help that way. So we'll change this to... Oh god, how do you... Mamba number 5. Not Mamaba. Just Mamba. Is Terrify Classic? Have I been playing this entire thing with 2 classics, Breach the Veil and Terrify? It doesn't say Terrify's Classic. It does not say Terrify's Classic. Terrify... Oh, wait, hold on. I had just combo buff selected. No, you're right. Terrify is classic. So I need to take Terrify out. You're right. You're right. I just had the buff filter on. So yeah, Terrify needs to come out, which means we could add in either... We could add in Death Shroud again. Death Shroud was nice. Death Shroud was nice. Okay, so we got major card draw with Abyss Hoarder. Covetous Shade is card draw as well. Draga Hunter. Yeah, like, man, it says that, like, I feel like then I can take out Moss Ridge if I have Death Shroud. Maybe. What other forest action cards do we have? That would be okay. Yeah, Forest is just one of the weird ones that there's not a whole lot of stuff. Like, our items are doing all our healing, so I don't even want to add in Stump Drift. I don't even think the Stump Drift is needed. And no one, like, Undead is so peculiar that it's like, why do we even add in the Telestian Purifier? Yeah, I'm just like, it is card draw, it's cycle, but if I do this, I would much rather have the Wraith for poison than Telestian Purifier. The Wraith is just all around better. I don't think I'm ever going to come into a whole bunch of Undead. Until Undead starts spreading out, Telestian Purifier is just like, why? Why would you make the worst one? Salvagers add 6 damage. That's true. That's true. Yeah, maybe we should just look at the unaligned cards. I think just one of those. That's always going to be good. Have something to play with Shaman? Yeah. Yeah, because like we were saying before, I mean, the Shaman's good, but there's just not a lot of things to play with Shaman. So we lose a lot of damage. I mean, heck, I might even just want to take these out and put back in those putrid ones, the 3/1/1/1, instead of the Draga Hunters. Just so it's more impactful right when it hits the board. I think I'm going to do that. The Infestation, that's the one. The Umbreon Thief you like? I like the Thief better than Marauder. It's essentially a 7-point swing than a 6-point swing. The only thing Marauder has going for it is it's a defend card, so it can get around cards like Subjugator and Shroud of Night. But yeah, I mean, this deck is very buff heavy. It wants to get the poison buffs in there as soon as possible, and it tries to win with Curse Grave. But the damage, it doesn't have damage. You know what I mean? And all the poison damage comes from, like, attack cards. Which is really funny to say, it comes from attack cards. Most of it does. Yeah, Witch Doctor, Swamp Peddler, Magic Spitter, Corrupted Spirit, all damage comes from attack cards. Buffs don't do, in comparative, not enough damage. And also, we don't want too much healing. Also, in this deck, we don't want too much healing. Because if we start overhealing, our Curse Grave is never going to go off. Our Curse Grave is never going to be able to go off. I feel like I need another death card in here. How do we just feel about a third roaming zombie? I've really liked this card. I think it's been pretty useful for us. So then, yeah, how many undead cards do I have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 undead cards now. Yeah, I think this is probably as good as we're gonna get it. I think this is as good as we're gonna get. I like the Fiscus Key for the ability to rotate our buffs forward, which helps Resourceful Sipid. But then again, at the same time, I'm also leaning towards just a Skyrider to make all the dead cards in our hand that we have 4 damage, because we need damage. We need damage to get them down to 7. And that's what the Skyrider does. Turns all our dead cards into 4 damage. Makes a slow deck like this possible. I think I'm gonna sadly take the Fiscus Key out, add in the Skyrider. It's just so much so much. And I named it Mamba number 5. Let's open up this loot for luck. What luck indeed we have. So I think we have enough time for one more game. I know we've been talking a lot. I know we've been chatting a lot, and I think that's awesome. That's what makes the stream good, is chatting and talking with people and coming up with new, different ideas. But I do think that any deck that just it needs its final push, it needs card draw. You're gonna add in a Tome, and you're gonna add in a Skyrider. It's what it is. It's how it is. It's how the game is leaning towards. Because once again, if we run into a deck that has no buffs, our Shadow Puppets are now no longer dead cards. They are 4 damage cards. In my opinion, I think Skyrider should be moved to 3, because I think that's just way too much value for any ability to have, is to discard a card. I mean, not even Cassini has 4 damage. It's just... The Inspired Kiwi. Hello, how are you? You like adding in Tome? Mud Turtle, I do too. I said it when I did my review of the Rift Packs. Tome was my favorite weapon out of the entire thing. The Tome is my... Or no, it's not even the Rift Packs. Tome came in Kindred, didn't it? Tome came in Kindred. Yeah, I gave Tome 5 stars because it is like the best weapon. It's healing and card draw. Those two things are how you make any deck push into the mid and late game if it's suffering from both healing and card draw. And you get it in one item, and you can consistently use it. It's so much value. It's just a ridiculous amount. The thing is, I also like this. I also like Putrid Infestation over Draga Hunter. Yes, it is 1 less damage. It's overall 1 less damage. But if you're playing this against decks that run, Monsters, Defenders, Mountain Forts, all this stuff, you can proactively lay this down to do your most damage. And then if they lay a Mountain Fort, you only lose off on 1, 1, 1, and it ticks it away like an insect swarm. So I personally like Putrid Infestation more than Draga Hunter in that sense. Do I just roaming zombie here? I mean, he has Looter on top, right? So he's gonna Pathfinder, so why give him something better to Pathfinder? I'm not falling into that trap. I've played against too much Astral to know he's got Pathfinder in hand. Didn't even do it with Solar. Okay. Maybe he just wants to push damage. Which, with my Tome, he's got to push in a big way. With my Tome, it also makes it so if you want to be aggressive against me, you better be prepared to do big burst damage. Because if you can't follow up, I'm just going to heal back up. Just A-okay with me. I'll heal right back up. That's a weird one. I mean, unless he's trying to just dump his hand so he's not drawing for the zombie. Would Pestilent Spectre be better since the 3 damage is at the end and 1 damage corners are the first 3 corners? My answer to that, Rocket Star, is they're kind of situational, right? Pestilent Spectre is better if you're laying it, I guess, like retroactively. Yeah, more damage gets removed. Where, like, if you can... If your opponent lays a Mountain Fort, then the Pestilent Spectre is better. Because then you can lay the 1 damage, tick, tick, tick. But, I can't even see what cards are in here, can I? Yeah. The Putrid Infestation is a lot better just because you get the most damage right off the bat, and then they can try to defend against the 1/1/1. And if they do that, they're like, oh, okay, well, I guess I did nothing. And it's like, yeah, you did nothing. He's got way too many cards. I think I'll just lay this. Then I'll draw. Yeah. Like, it's really all situational about what you're coming into more of. But yeah, the Pestilent Spectre is a lot more difficult to get off. Wow, okay. Sure. I mean, I'm going to store so many buffs under my guy now. Take 2. Yeah. So many poison buffs under him. Actually, I should have done this first. But I was going to lay that regardless. I don't think there's anything else that I would have laid. Yeah, Skyrider wouldn't have been as impactful as a Toxic Frog right now. Sure. That's fine. And now Skyrider is just going to make it... Like, this deck has literally turned into just a decent deck that has a gimmick in it, but it's not how the gimmick wins. It's turned into one of those. I don't even have a forest card anymore. For Corrupt Wildlife. Starformer, okay. If he lays another action, I'm... Okay, I was gonna say, I'll Roaming Zombie. I mean, I'm essentially sitting at 17. Oh my word, guys. With Skyrider, because I'm discarding it with a card effect, Cursed Grave, I don't have to wait for her ability. I just have to wait where I don't think my opponent has buff removal. Skyrider helps Cursed Grave. Yeah. Skyrider helps Cursed Grave. Sure. Yep. Which makes me want to think I put 2 Cursed Graves in this deck. I somehow get a second one in there. Because I mean, I'm a fan of the gimmicks. Do we just take Putrid Shaman out? It's done us almost nothing. And in this deck, it's not needed. It really isn't. We're not utilizing spinning things forward. I think Putrid Shaman comes out. I hate to say it, but I think it does. And then we add in another Cursed Grave. Yeah. Yeah, Putrid Shaman, it wasn't doing anything for us at all. We're still down to 10. But yeah, I mean, this deck essentially is a Cursed Grave deck. It just doesn't solely run on Mamba anymore. It runs on Skyrider as well, which is, in my opinion, a lot more efficient. Because you can, if you have that out, Dang Nomstead, Looper is marked Classic. Looper was always marked Classic, man. Looper was never not getting retired. But I mean, yeah, this is... Skyrider means that we can lay the Cursed Grave out, and like in 3 turns, Skyrider will have it go off. I want to say... Well, no, because that item that I'm thinking of, there's a Storm item. Where are you? I think Tempest Rod is one that's getting... Tempest Rod is under Classic, right? Where you can't use it. That was one of the... Yep, Tempest Rod is retired. So you can't use Tempest Rod, because it's like, yeah, discard 2 of your own cards. Awesome! But yeah, Skyrider, you can just discard 1 at a time. So I only have 3 nature cards in here for Corrupt Wildlife. I think I want another one. But what do I want? Ashwood Diva is all... Isn't that Soul? Isn't Ashwood Diva Soul? And we're running Forest, another Anon? Ashwood Diva would be really nice, yeah, if we're trying to Forest draw. Like, if we're trying to make a roaming zombie deck. I have a deck that full gimmicks that. Now I'm using... Yeah, I know, right? What I'm thinking is, like, do I... Because I gotta take out a Shadow card, is what I need to take out. I don't really want to take the Necro Dreadling out. Maybe the Abyss Hoarder is way too much. Because with Duskblade Tome, we don't need any more card drop. We're drawing a card every turn. However, I think 1 is fine. I think 1 is fine. So that if we ever like get the Skyrider and the Cursed Grave down, Abyss Hoarder, discard a card, draw a card, and discard a card, I think that's better. But yeah, now I'm going full gimmick with Cursed Grave. Now I'm going full Cursed Grave gimmick. I think, yeah, if I was not playing against so many item decks, I'd take out the Battleborn Oppressor and add in a second Abyss Hoarder. I think that's what I would do. I really don't want people to come at me with Crystal Cores. That's what I don't want. So I'm always teching in a Battleborn Oppressor from like here on out. Because Crystal Core is the bane of my existence. And I beat it. Oh, that was such a beautiful game. By the way, that game is also highlighted on my website in the main page. Remember, kids, always go full gimmick. The other thing is, like, if now I'm not actually running a whole lot of more poison cards, and the buff removal bait is more Cursed Grave than anything, Venom Feeder just doesn't feel as strong. Right? It doesn't feel as strong. So maybe I take the Venom Feeder out and I add in a Forest card that could be more beneficial. Huh. You know what I could do? You know what I could do here? Think with me on this, guys. I could... Where are you, my lovelies? Oh, it's... Take out one roaming zombie. Now I'll have, like, no death. Put in a Sipid Queen. Alright, go with me on this. Put in a Sipid Queen. 1 Mantic Spitter. So if for some reason we draw so much and we end up going to the late game where like our things don't work and they have so much healing it becomes a stall deck, we can Sipid Queen the Mantic Spitter every turn. We can Sipid Queen the Mantic Spitter every turn, and the Sipid Queen will almost always pay for Corrupted Wildlife. We have that one where if we go up against mill, just don't mill the Sipid Queen. We have a lot of card draw from Resourceful Sipid out there, like all of our cards expiring, discard Skyrider, all this stuff. We have massive card draw with our Tome. So like if we go against mill, we can just tome until we get Sipid Queen and everything. Sounds like an idea. Exactly. It sounds like an idea. The only thing is, like, I don't like having almost no death cards in my deck now. I really don't. That hurts me so much. Mind you, it's 1 minute from 10, so I gotta get going soon. Like, now with all this stuff, Toxic Frog just doesn't feel right. Which is sad, because, like, it's a good card. But it just doesn't feel right. Three roaming zombies. Maybe we do try and fit one Venom Feeder in here. Maybe 3 Curse Graves is too much. Just 2 is fine, because we can always bring it back with Necro Dreadling if we need it. I literally just said go full gimmick, and now I'm like, nah, we don't need to go full gimmick. Not if we're trying to also add in the Sipid Queen Mantic Spitter malarkey that we have going here. But, yeah, I think 4 death cards is fine. This one we'll almost never need to use unless they really buff removal all of our poison buffs. Otherwise, yeah, we're going to Skyrider into the Cursed Grave. If they remove it, we Necro Dreadling it back. It fits better in everything we have here. Yeah, I think we're fine. I think this is Mamba number 5. This is the one I'm going to post on my website. This is the one I will share. It's a little untested. For all I know, the Sipid Queen into Mantic Spitter is just no. There's no point in it. But you never know. You never know. I have to go start up my stream. Check it out after you're done. What's your handle? I'll host you. Access Denied. Hey, how's it going, man? I'm actually just getting done for the day, but I'm going to host Bulbasaur, who's apparently going to start up his stream. So I'm going to host him, so we can all check him out. Bulbasaur001. Did you? Okay, so you have all these Twitch accounts, and then you made one to host a new channel. Bulbasaur, what's going on? I'll see why. Oh. Okay. Okay, I guess I'll see why. But thank you guys very much for joining me tonight on my Wednesday evening stream. I hope you had fun. I hope Filthy Phil was able to see... That was the weirdest sound in the world. My headphones just like made a really loud crackle and then faded away. I don't know what that was about. It's really weird. But thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much. Filthy Phil, if you rewatched this part of the episode, I hope that I was able to help you. You like your new deck additions that I made. And then like afterwards, I was like, oh, Filthy Phil's going to bed. And everyone's like, we should just cut the time. And I was like, all right, fine, I'll give it a shot. Built this. Works okay. We went full Cursed Grave gimmick. We didn't go full Poison gimmick under Mamba. So it's a little bit different. But I think this one runs a little cleaner, too. Has that package to go full endgame with the one Mantic Spitter and the one Sipid Queen. You just got to make sure Sipid Queen doesn't get milled or anything like that. And of course, bait out buff removal with the Cursed Graves, so that stuff like that happens. But yeah, I think this deck could be a lot of fun. I think it's very, very fun. Competitive, I don't think it's competitive, but I do love the Chris Grave gimmick with Mamba, in case they really try and go kill you. Mamba is just nice for your buffs to get stored into there for Chris Grave to activate. First game we were able to pull the full gimmick off. Second one and third one we were just like, it's not working anymore. But I'm hoping that, like I said, with Resourceful Sipit out there, healing, drawing cards, really cycling through our deck, Skyrider to discard. Yeah. I feel like in the future there is a poison insect deck or a dread insect deck that can run Sipit Queen that just like uses Resourceful Sipit, Duskblade Tome, Sipit Queen, and then splices in time to just like really help you draw your deck, cycle it all through, and then you get cards like Mantic Spitterback with Sipit Queen. You just boom, 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 boom. It tries to work really like a lot faster than it's one of those like how Astral does, and you'll just draw a whole bunch, and then you get to the end game state where Sipit Queen really kills them. There could be a deck in there like that. We could have had the first start to it. We don't know, but I feel like what are Dread's insects? Dread has Mantic Spitter, Mantic Stalking Sipit, and Caravid Scavenger. Well, so okay ones. Okay ones. We'll see. Maybe it's just better to splash poison into a nature insect deck and run it that way than trying to splash nature into Dread. I don't know. We will find out some other time. Thank you guys very much. We will be hosting Bulbasaur 001. His, from what I understand, like third or fourth Twitch account. We'll see why he's doing it. I don't know, maybe he's streaming 3 different accounts and he wants to just challenge each other with different Bobas. It'll be awesome. But anyway, guys, I'll be posting this up on my website so you can check it out there. Also on TradeDrawer.cards is where I'll build it to post it to. So check it out there as well. Thank you very much for tuning in. This Saturday, for any of you that are still here, this Saturday I am on call. So I do not have to go to work unless they legitimately call me in because someone calls in sick. So if you're on Twitter, MudTurtle, have a good one. Have a good one, guys. So if you're on Twitter, I will let you guys know, like ahead of time, like before 8 o'clock, around 7 o'clock, like, hey, I haven't been called in yet. Stream's still going live at 8. Otherwise, my Twitter will be like, hey, I got called in. Sorry, guys, stream won't start till I get home. I'll keep you updated on how my work day is going, and then I'll stream when I get home. So yeah, just like I said, follow me on Twitter. I'll have the updates there, so you guys can. Hey, you're on call too. Awesome. So yeah. My Twitter is also on my Twitch channel, so if you go to my Twitch channel and you don't see anything on Twitter, I'll also be like, hey, starting on time, so that you guys can follow me there to get updates, which is why I'm trying to also push my Twitter account as well. Please follow me on YouTube. It's the only thing I try to plug. My YouTube is going to have YouTube-exclusive content shortly as soon as I start making my YouTube-exclusive content videos. I know I've been talking about it on Twitch, like, I've wanted to talk about this video, and then I rant about what the video is going to be. But the videos are going to be more refined, more thought out, more compressed knowledge in it as opposed to me ranting. So please go on there and follow me there as well. Shibes, have a good night as well. Everyone, have a nice night. I will hopefully see you Saturday for some more. I'm assuming unless I find a deck on TradeDrawer.cards that really catches my interest, we'll just try and climb rank ladder with some fun decks that we've made so far. I think that's fine. 6 hours of ladder climb. I think it's fine for Saturday morning. It'll be good. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for sticking around. I enjoy your company as always, and I hope you enjoy mine. I will keep you updated on the emotes as well, so check that out too. Have a good night, everybody. Thunderfin salute, and we're out.